This is Indie Business Podcast, Season 3, Episode 3, Makers on Main Street. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. I am your host, mentor, and coach, Donna Maria, the founder and CEO at indiebusinessnetwork.com. My goal is to help makers and handmade entrepreneurs build a solid business foundation, increase your income, and use your business to create the life you love. On this episode, I will introduce you to Jamyla Bennu of Oyin Handmade in Baltimore, Maryland. You'll be so inspired by how Jamyla has grown her business from a tiny kitchen operation to a retail store with a production studio built in, a fully operating salon where the salon professionals use her products exclusively, and a local pop-up type event that draws artists and makers from miles away. Not only will you enjoy learning a bit about Jamyla's business model, but you'll also get a glimpse of how she and her husband manage a thriving household that includes 2 young children. I know many of you know how that is. We do. So you'll really be able to relate to that. There is so much more packed into this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. So strap yourselves in. You are going to love it. You can get a summary for this episode at indiebusinessnetwork.com/27. I'll be right back with Jamyla Bennu of Oyin Handmade in Baltimore, Maryland. Jamyla Bennu of Oyin Handmade, I'm so excited to welcome you to Indie Business Podcast. Where are you talking to us from today?
I'm actually on my back porch today. I'm working from home. My kids are home from school, so we're having a work-at-home day where me and my husband each try to take a shift of parenting and a shift of getting something done.
Yes, I know the feeling. You're tag team parenting today.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. So, Jamyla, you have one of the most amazing business growth stories, from starting to make products in your kitchen all the way to a retail store today and like the Exchange, which is kind of like a fabulous pop-up kind of thing. Can you just walk us through a little bit of the story of how you started your business and why, and where it led you to so far today?
Absolutely. Well, when we first started, it was one of my hobbies. It was something that I got into because I was very excited about my natural hair and about using natural products in my hair, and those did not exist commercially at the time. We're talking 15, 20 years ago. So I started experimenting with grocery store ingredients, as did many of us, and then slowly kind of learned about home spa products, crafting little by little, from a book or maybe from the internet, as the internet kind of began to be a thing. And then began to share the products that I made with my friends and family members, began to vend very lightly here and there around the holidays. And then, because at the time I was working as a freelance website designer, built a website for it in 2003. It was about 2 years after I'd started kind of making and sharing things that I built the website. And again, still very much as a hobby. I have some internet friends on the bulletin boards. I'll share this with them. Won't that be fun? But word of mouth spread among those internet friends. And it took a couple of years, but maybe 2 years after that, my husband and I looked up and it was kind of all we were doing. Like, it's slowly taken over our lives. So, we began to really focus on it. We moved so that we could get a little bit more space for the business. We began to try to organize things and shift things around so that we had more time to dedicate to it. And then now...
Here you are. Yeah. So tell us, when did you open your retail store?
We opened the retail store in 2009.
Okay. So I remember when that happened too. And it's so fascinating today because here we are. You just talked about the internet and those bulletin boards, which is so hilarious because I was using those as well. And there was a time, and I know you remember this, when everyone was sort of like once we have the internet, nobody's going to want to get together anymore and everything's going to be online and it's the death of retail. And for a minute, I think it probably was, just for a minute, not just because of the internet, but because of some other things in the economy as well. And I am just astounded today at how many of our Indie Business Network members and other people around the country are opening retail stores and wanting to leave their laptops, thank God, and go and connect in their community. So back in 2009, though, it wasn't happening a lot. What made you think that this was going to be something that would work for you and Oyin?
Well, I think we had been in our town. We had moved to Baltimore in 2005, and so had been there for a few years, working out of our home in a purely internet way, and shipping directly to our customers only for 3 years or so. When we first moved out of our home to our first external production facility, we began to realize that there are benefits to not being home-based. Like, we could hire help, like the very small part-time, come over, you're a friend of ours, come over after your day job and help us bottle things and we'll give you some money and some free products kind of help. Right. But more help than we had been able to utilize prior to that when we were only in our home. So we began to see that benefit of being outside of our home as well. But we didn't have a retail location, but we had lots of local customers. And we began to think maybe the same way that there was a benefit to our production capacity from being out of our house, there might be a benefit to our retail capacity for being, being open to the public in a very limited way. It still was really just Pierre and myself. So we didn't have, and we spent all week making products and shipping to our customers. Right. So we were very lucky to find a super inexpensive retail space in the only kind of semi-finished basement beneath the art gallery of a friend of ours. So she was offering it for sale, but when she saw that it was us, she gave us this ridiculously inexpensive rent that was really a subsidy for. So we heard about this space and we thought it would be a great connection. It was a retail space beneath an art gallery of an artist who we knew and respected, and we thought it would be wonderful positioning for us. And that's really what inspired us to do the retail at all, is because we were like, oh, this location is available. It must be time for us to open a store.
I love how entrepreneurs think. It's like, oh, there's something really cool. It must be time for me to do that.
Exactly.
That is fun. That is fun. And I've been to your place before, and it's wonderful, and it's located on a corner, so you get traffic on two different streets, and it's comfortable and cozy. And you talk about finding someone to help you. I mean, who doesn't need a subsidy, right? We could all use some of those. So you're saying that was key, was knowing someone who could actually help you.
Absolutely. We all, I think, as indies recognize that that none of us do this by ourselves, even though a lot of us are solopreneurs. Like, we get help from each other as indie business members, even if it's virtual help or help from advice from people who have been where we are before, or, just leads on suppliers or packaging and stuff. Like, none of us does this completely alone. We're all gaining from each other. And we definitely benefit, I think, when we help others just as much as we benefit when we are helped by others. So
once you found this location, so you've got this wonderful friend and this wonderful location, and you sign a lease, and it's a big blank space. What happens next? Do you move to licensing? What are the next steps that you took?
We moved to licensing and design and planning the space, and then also getting the word out. We wanted to spread the word to our existing customer base, mainly via email newsletter, and really email newsletter. Social media, this was kind of pre-social media. It was very kind of web, maybe not web 1.0, but maybe 1.5. So, things, mechanisms did exist to connect with people, but it was podcasts and YouTube. It wasn't necessarily lots of online mechanisms like Twitter and Instagram where consumers would talk amongst themselves and connect in that social way. So, we had, a launch party. We would do a monthly newsletter to our customer base. I think we did flyers to let people know. And then also because we were only open on Saturdays, we kind of cultivated the sense of a destination, like a social destination. It was just my husband and myself manning the shop, so it was a way that the customers could meet us. We could talk about the products. We could meet the customers, and that was wonderful to kind of begin putting faces to the names of the people that we have
so almost
virtually connected with for so many years.
Yes, and so almost from the beginning, it was like a pop-up. I mean, it was only open. I mean, when I had a little retail store, I was only open on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, and that was it. Yeah. So what you're describing, it's a pop-up, but it's the same. It pops up the same place every week. And I love that because you can get a concentration of people and they all know what the hours are. How could you forget? You don't have to wonder which day are they open, which day are they closed. So that was probably a really smart move, not just from a retail perspective, but obviously also for your personal life too, since the two of you were the only ones in the store.
Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely born of necessity, but I think it worked out really well for all involved.
And it looks like I remember this time too, because I watch what my members are doing. I remember you and Pierre started making these awesome videos. So you would have these people over, and you would dress up, and they would sing, and they would do these crazy poetry readings, and then all of a sudden a hair care product would pop up on the screen. And I remember thinking, this is just hilarious. And it's so much fun. I was like, do they make this stuff up while they're doing it? Do they feed them pizza to get them to come over? What is the, and what you're describing though is the community, and it came through the screen. And I haven't seen one of them in a while, but I never forget them and how honest and authentic the connection between you and your husband and your guests were. And of course, your hair was all we needed to sell the products, right? So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And you made this up. I mean, you didn't have a script for this. This wasn't something that you read a book and went, okay, we're going to do what he said in chapter 5. You guys, you found a location one step at a time. And I want to make sure that, people embrace that, because so often we look for the steps, like, what do I do next? And so often the magic is when you don't have the steps. What do you think?
That's definitely what we have found. The podcast is a great example. It was Pierre's idea as our, creative and media director to create this outlandish late night variety show type podcast.
Yes.
And we just really went all out and tried to have a really good time. And again, it was part of trying to make it seem like this place was a really fun place to be.
Yes.
And I definitely think that works. But yeah, every step we've taken has been when either there was not a path laid out, or we were actively avoiding the path that seemed like the next obvious step.
Yes.
And we're like, how can we do this in a way that makes sense to us, even though we may be a little bit weird? And I don't know. There's a power in the weird.
There is. There is. And, I heard that one of the words that gets the most attention on Facebook ads is the word weird. So
really?
There you go. Well, I don't know if it's true. Some Facebook expert said it, and I just remembered it. But you can pack that away in your knapsack of knowledge and try it out sometime. Absolutely. But, so you had moved your production into this space, and then you have your retail store. And then, if that wasn't enough, of course, you're having babies as you're doing all this too. I should mention you have 2. Now you have something called the Exchange. I need to hear about that. Tell us what the Exchange is and how it works and how wonderful that is.
The exchange is super exciting. It is a project of the Exit the Apple Art Space, which is a semi-public art space and community arts resource that we launched um, last fall. So it 90% of the month it functions as Pierre's workspace because he's a visual artist, an animator, a filmmaker, and a writer. So he, needs space to work. But what he did was, as he was building out the space, he built out partially for his own use, but also created a rentable 24-foot green screen wall and a 24-foot white cyc wall, which is the kind of wall that has the curve at the bottom, so you can create an infinite white backdrop. And so he built that out partially because he had always wanted one, and there wasn't one, in the city able to rent inexpensively, but also to try to create community around independent filmmaking in Baltimore. So we rent this space very inexpensively to people who want to, shoot a music video or a small commercial or do photography or something like that. So
Right.
and we also rent for events, and then our kind of flagship event is the exchange, which is our way of trying to create a marketplace and a way for independent micro entrepreneurs to share audiences with each other. So again, very inexpensive vending table space once a month, every second Sunday. We have about 9 to 11 vendors come in, and it's like a flea market, bazaar, marketplace pop-up situation. We have a DJ, we have food that we provide, or we get a local caterer to sponsor snacks for everybody, and it's pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. We also have a slot for a local artist to come and do like a 10-minute performance if they like. So we really just try to create a resource for community connection. That's our tagline, is the exchange, community, commerce, connection. So that's really what we're trying to create and allow for space to happen.
Okay, so you have combined the traditional pop-up store, if there is such a thing as a traditional pop-up store, but that idea, we've combined that with your products and the things that you offer, with your husband's artwork, with local artists who can perform, with local manufacturers of various goods, like, as you said, foods and beverages and other things that they sell, with a city that is just one of the many cities in this country that is perfect for something like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think Baltimore is like you said, just one of many places where craft is really getting such a wonderful foothold, and there are great people doing really fun, funky, creative things. Everything from like handmade home cleaning supplies to handmade earrings,
everything,
to independent designer stuff. Like there's absolutely everything going on, and it's great to get kind of a low stakes time and place for people to connect to each other across the stuff that they make. It feels great.
And how wonderful for the local producers in your area to have some place. They may not have a store, they may not want a store, but they can have space at your exchange if they'd like, and connect with people, and not only sell their products, but have fun connecting with people, which really oftentimes is what sells the products anyway. Yeah. So that sounds like such a wonderful place to be, and it's on my short list of things to do, because while I've been there, I haven't been when the exchange is in session, shall we say. So I have to make sure I do that sometime soon. So when you back to your retail store for a second. When you have your doors open, and I know you have different hours now. It's not just once a week. Do you also purchase wholesale products that are made by other people for sale in your store?
Actually, no. We sell our own. No. Yeah, not really. Well, once or twice we have. Like I think we bought a T-shirt once. I think we bought a book once for for sale that went together with a couple of other books that we have that we published ourselves. But primarily, it's our own. It's just kind of the flagship shop for our products.
Awesome.
And Yeah, and what we did recently do that is brand new is open a salon. We kind of did a design and refurbish of everything. So it's got a whole new sleek fanciness happening, and we have a two-chair salon so that we can have like a healthy hair service experience as well. And that is brand new because we've never gone into the hair care service space. We've always been product focused, but now we have the capacity for people to actually experience the products while they're getting their hair styled in a professional salon environment. And that's been, well, very interesting.
So do you have local
for the consumers, but the part that's interesting is learning about the salon industry
right,
in,
right.
in this kind of
Yes.
end of the pool sort of way.
Well, and how great for you to learn more about it because you sell your products to salon service providers. So, it wasn't that long ago that I was there in your facility with you, and so now I feel like I haven't been there at all because you keep adding on this stuff, which is great. So, do you find local hairstylists that come in? Is it kind of traditional, like they rent a chair, or how does that work?
We do. We kind of went back and forth with the booth rent versus commission model. And in the end, one of the things that we learned is that if you are offering booth rent, then that person is their own small business owner,
Right.
and you are doing nothing but providing the space. But since we wanted them to use our products and to give our clients a particular experience, we went with the commission model because we wanted to kind of have certain requirements
Right.
of it so that we can manage the experience for the clients.
So a customer comes in and they pay to get their hair done. They pay you, and then you pay the stylist afterward.
Exactly.
Okay, and they only use your products. Smart, ding, ding, ding. That's just so wonderful. So I love that. And so with that, you can add lots of other things. I'm sure you've already thought of this, whether you want to do it or not. I mean, you could have a full service spa in there one day if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, we do because we only have, again, we even though we have more than just the Saturdays now, we call them happy hours, open Wednesday through Friday in the evenings, and then all day Saturdays. So we're still not we're still keeping with the appointment appointment shopping model in that sense. So our stylist our salon is by appointment only, and it's we don't have like an on staff esthetician or spa, that kind of person. But what we do is we do offer rental of what we call our spa space for people to come, and they do chair massages or eyebrow threading, or right now we have a henna artist who's like in residence every Saturday in April, and you may know her, Henna Sook. She's an indie business member as well.
Oh my goodness, Khadijah.
Yes, exactly.
So awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to get in my car now because what's amazing is that, you see, this is what so inspires me, and I want everyone to hear, is that this all started in a kitchen and, at a stove
Right.
with an idea for how I could take better care of my hair. I mean, and so you have created something, and you've gone step by step. You didn't start off, with big stores and having, Khadijah and everybody else in and around you. You really took it one step at a time. And what I'm hearing is that you created the type of business model that suits you, not the type of business model that everyone said would work.
That is definitely the case. And that's, part of the theme behind the indie business organization. I think like what your slogan is, like, build your business, build your world. Like, really,
yes,
creating an individualized plan it's
yes,
incredibly freeing, and
it
not
is.
in the sense that I think sometimes people think entrepreneurship means, oh, you're hanging out on your back porch all day. It's not.
Right.
Yeah, like sometimes it's the freedom to work incessantly and in a maddening kind of frenzy at all times. But that it's a frenzy that you create, and it's a frenzy for which you have control and which directly benefits yourself and your family. And so you get that energy with which to invest in your company because it's your vision. It's very exciting.
Yes, it is so exciting. And you can create this from, as your life evolves, you can change things. If you decide that, you don't really like having stylists there, you can sell those chairs and do something else with that space.
Exactly.
I mean, you can just kind of make it work for you as you go. So, and you're right, that slogan that we have, break all the rules, build your own corporate ladder, and create the life you love. That's exactly why the Indie Business Network exists, and why you and Khadijah and other people like her gel so well together, because you have the same mindset. Because Khadijah's done the same thing. She's created along with her husband and their children as a henna artist, and she's just made it up as she goes along. I don't want people to think we don't have plans, because we do, but we create them around our lives instead of looking at a traditional business model and making our life fit that.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
and like you said, we can all gain such inspiration from each other.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
No two stories are alike, but yeah.
That's true. And so watching what other people do and seeing how things unfold for them gives us ideas about things that we can do and put our own spin on it.
Absolutely.
So Jamyla, if there are any people listening who have maybe they're caterers in your area or they're artists, what do they need to do to get in touch with you and, I guess, pitch to become a part of one of your exchanges?
Well, anyone with interest in the exchange can email exittheapple@exittheapple.com, and we'll be happy to send more information about the table rental and what it is we're looking for in our vendor partners.
Okay.
And anyone who's interested in the salon can visit oyinsalon.com, which is still in the very rudimentary stages of construction, but you can find that some info about it. Yeah.
Yes.
And our main websites are oyinhandmade.com, of course, for the product and info, and then exittheapple.com for info about the art space and our cultural activities.
And so do you have to be local in Baltimore to pitch your products, or do you just have to be there, be available to be there to sell them when the pop-up actually happens?
You just have to be there during the pop-up.
This is great.
Actually, I've had a couple of people who come from DC to vend, and even one who was visiting the area from North Carolina. She vended because she happened to be in town on that second Sunday. So yeah, it's not a local endeavor where you have to be, a Baltimore-based business to participate, but
that is so awesome.
And you want to make us part of your Sunday?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I highly recommend it, y'all. I mean, everyone, because I'm from North Carolina, so woohoo to the North Carolina person.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not from North Carolina. I live here now, so I'm an adoptee of the state. So, but so you've created something that's not just a destination for the consumer, but also a destination location for the makers.
Yeah.
So you're coming at us in both from both ends here. You've got something for both ends. I mean, usually a retail store, it's mainly, I mean, people want to get their products in there, but it's mainly catering to the consumers. And that's all great. We know that works, right? That's the traditional business model. What you've done is you've added something onto that makes it more appealing for me to want my products at your location. It's not just about, I want my wholesale price and a minimum $300 order, blah, blah, blah. I want to be a part of that experience. I mean, do you have a waiting list? You must have a waiting list. Yes, it is great. It is great. You must have a waiting list. Do you have a waiting list? Like I want to make something now so I can sell something at a table. Make some chocolate chip cookies or something.
We don't have a waiting list yet, but they do book pretty.
Yes.
We're not yet. Currently, we're booking for May and for June.
Okay.
I have a little. We kind of curate it so there's not too many people in the same category.
Right.
Trying to sell the same thing. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, it's the beginning of May. You know what to do if you want to get in there in June. This is the time. The weather is beautiful in Baltimore in June, and I honestly can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday than with you and Pierre. And so make sure you get there. If you have to make something to get there like I will, make it up, or get there and just visit. It's a wonderful place. So Jamyla, thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing a little bit about how your business works and what that model looks like. It's so inspiring, and we appreciate hearing a little bit of the behind the scenes of how things go there for you and your family and your business.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to hear both my podcast and all the others the fabulous indies you're going to be interviewing.
Yes, there will be more. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at the exchange.
Awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Indie Business Podcast with my guest, Jamyla Bennu of Oyin Handmade. And if you did, won't you show me some love on Twitter? It's so easy to do that. Just go to indiebusinessnetwork.com/love. And you can let your friends know that you enjoy my podcast. We really, really work hard to make it useful for you and to make it fun. So if you like it, please let us know by sharing. And if I can improve the show in any way, please let me know that too. There's a contact link at our website at indiebusinessnetwork.com, and you can use that. Or you can also just give us a tweet. Tweet me at Indie Business, and I'll be happy to talk with you there as well. I'll see you on the next episode of the Indie Business Podcast. In the meantime, break all the rules, build your own corporate ladder, and create the life you love.